Have you ever looked at your spouse and thought, when did we grow so far apart? You're not alone. Welcome to today's video, why many wives feel distant from their husbands after 60. Here's why. This is a topic that resonates with millions of women and men around the world. Because the truth is, even the most loving relationships can face emotional distance over time, especially as couples grow older. You may have once been deeply connected with your husband, laughing together, sharing dreams, building a life, but now you might feel like roommates or even strangers. So, what happened? In this video, we're going to explore 10 eye-opening reasons why this emotional gap happens after the age of 60, from shifting expectations and unresolved conflicts, to personal growth, financial stress, and the quiet longing for respect, affection, and new experiences. This is the reality many wives face, even if they've never said it out loud. But here's the good news. Understanding is the first step to healing. If you're watching this and silently nodding along, know that you're not alone, and that change is possible. So stay with us until the end, because the insights we're about to share could transform the way you see your relationship, and maybe even help you rediscover the love that brought you together in the first place. If you find this topic meaningful, please like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss another video full of life-changing advice for your golden years. Now, let's begin. Emotional changes in long-term marriages, a natural but overlooked reality. As time passes, it's entirely normal for emotional dynamics within a long-term marriage to shift. Many couples start out deeply in love, filled with excitement, affection, and a shared vision for the future. In the early days, small imperfections are often seen as quirks, something charming, even endearing. But as life unfolds with its inevitable challenges, responsibilities, and routines, those very quirks can become sources of irritation or emotional distance. What once seemed like harmless habits may now feel like neglect, carelessness, or even disrespect. For many women, this shift in emotional connection happens slowly. It doesn't necessarily stem from a major event or dramatic conflict. It's more often the accumulation of small disappointments, unmet needs, and changes in personal identity. Over the years, both partners grow and evolve, but not always in the same direction. A wife may begin to crave deeper emotional connection, better communication, or a sense of partnership that once came naturally. Meanwhile, the husband might not recognize these evolving needs, leading to frustration and a widening emotional gap. It's important to understand that this emotional distance doesn't mean the relationship is broken or that love no longer exists. Rather, it signals a need for reflection, communication, and intentional effort. Recognizing that emotional changes are a common part of long-term marriage can help both partners feel less isolated and more empowered to rebuild connection. With mutual understanding, empathy, and willingness to adapt, couples can navigate these emotional shifts and emerge stronger, closer, and more aligned in the next chapter of their lives. The passage of time and evolving expectations in marriage. One of the most significant reasons emotional distance develops in long-term marriages is the passage of time and the natural shift in personal expectations. When a couple first falls in love, they often see each other through a lens of admiration and idealism. Small flaws are overlooked, and their shared dreams seem strong enough to carry them through anything. But as the years go by, life introduces new layers of stress, responsibility, and change. Raising children, building careers, managing finances, and navigating personal growth. Slowly, the idealized version of the relationship gives way to reality. Over time, women in particular may begin to reassess what they truly need and want in a partner. In the early years of marriage, a woman may have been content with emotional distance, poor communication, or imbalanced responsibilities, often brushing off concerns in the name of keeping peace or prioritizing family. But as she matures, her expectations also evolve. She may desire more emotional support, equal contribution, or deeper connection, realizing that old patterns no longer serve her happiness or well-being. Meanwhile, if her husband continues operating within the same expectations set decades earlier, without adjusting or acknowledging her growth, the emotional disconnect can widen. The very traits she once admired, ambition, independence, or humor, may now feel like workaholism, detachment, or immaturity. The truth is, expectations in marriage are not static. As individuals grow and change, so must their relationship. Couples who fail to update their understanding of each other risk drifting apart emotionally. But those who recognize and embrace evolving expectations can rebuild a stronger, more meaningful connection, one that supports who they are now, not just who they were when the journey began. Shifting roles and the uneven burden in long-term marriages. As marriages progress over decades, one of the most common sources of emotional strain is the gradual shift in roles and responsibilities, especially when the burden becomes uneven. In many long-term relationships, women find themselves shouldering a disproportionate share of both physical and emotional labor. While early in the marriage, tasks may have felt manageable or even fairly divided, years of accumulated responsibility often leave women feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and unseen. Women frequently take on the role of the emotional manager in the household, keeping track of schedules, organizing family events, caring for children, supporting aging parents, and maintaining the emotional climate of the home. This invisible labor, often unacknowledged, is mentally taxing. Even when husbands contribute financially or help around the house, many women still feel that the deeper emotional and organizational burdens fall on them. As children grow up and life transitions into a new phase, women may expect some relief or a shift in responsibilities. But if their husbands remain disengaged or unaware of the weight their wives have been carrying, resentment can quietly grow. A woman who once felt close to her spouse may now feel as though she's managing life alone, despite being in a marriage. The lack of shared responsibility creates not only physical fatigue, but also emotional distance. When one partner feels undervalued or unsupported, the connection erodes. What was once a partnership may begin to feel like a one-sided effort. For many women, this imbalance becomes more glaring with age, as they reassess their needs and what they expect from their relationship. Without open communication and a shared approach to managing life's demands, even a stable marriage can begin to feel lonely, and love can quietly fade under the weight of unspoken expectations. Dissatisfaction in intimacy, a silent strain in long-term marriages. In many long-term marriages, one of the most quietly damaging issues is the growing dissatisfaction in the couple's intimate relationship. What was once a source of connection, closeness, and emotional fulfillment can gradually diminish over time, leaving one or both partners feeling lonely and disconnected. For women, especially after the age of 60, physical and emotional changes may make intimacy more complex, but also more important than ever. Hormonal shifts, health issues, and fatigue can naturally reduce a woman's physical desire. However, what often impacts her more deeply is the emotional distance that may accompany the physical one. When intimacy becomes infrequent, routine, or emotionally detached, it can lead a woman to feel unappreciated or even invisible. If her partner no longer expresses affection, initiates closeness, or engages in meaningful conversations, she may begin to question her desirability and her importance in the relationship. This dissatisfaction isn't only about sex, it's about emotional presence, warmth, and mutual appreciation. A lack of tender gestures, compliments, or physical closeness, such as holding hands or a simple hug, can chip away at a woman's sense of connection with her partner. The result, a feeling of being roommates rather than soulmates. Over time, this emotional and physical disconnect can lead to resentment, frustration, and sadness. A woman may long for passion and intimacy but feel unsure how to ask for it or whether it's even possible anymore. Without open communication and a willingness from both partners to adapt and reconnect, the lack of intimacy can silently erode the foundation of the marriage. The good news is that emotional and physical intimacy can be rebuilt at any age, but only if both partners are willing to recognize its importance and invest the time and care to restore it. Unresolved conflicts and lack of communication, quietly tearing relationships apart. Over time, one of the most common reasons couples drift apart is not a major betrayal or explosive argument, but rather the steady buildup of unresolved conflicts and poor communication. Especially in long-term marriages, many couples fall into routines where meaningful conversation fades and issues are brushed under the rug instead of addressed openly. What starts as a minor disagreement about chores, finances, or how time is spent can slowly grow into resentment when left unresolved. For many women, feeling unheard or emotionally dismissed is deeply painful. When they express concerns only to be met with silence, defensiveness, or disinterest, they begin to pull back, not out of anger, but out of emotional exhaustion. Over time, the lack of response or empathy creates a growing gap between partners. It's not just about what's said, but what's left unsaid. The accumulation of disappointments, unmet needs, and emotional neglect. This emotional distance often goes unnoticed at first. It might show up as shorter conversations, less eye contact, or fewer shared laughs, but gradually it can turn into emotional withdrawal. The woman may no longer feel safe or valued enough to speak up, choosing instead to focus on work, friends, or family for emotional fulfillment. If communication continues to break down, even simple interactions can become tense or awkward. Resentment replaces affection, and misunderstandings multiply. Without honest dialogue and mutual effort to reconnect, couples risk becoming strangers under the same roof. However, it's never too late to rebuild. It starts with creating a space where both partners feel heard, respected, and understood. Communication isn't just about talking, it's about truly listening, showing empathy, and working together to heal what's been left unspoken. Personal growth and self-awareness. Rediscovering the self beyond the marriage. As women age, they often enter a powerful stage of reflection, personal growth, and self-awareness. After decades of prioritizing others, raising children, supporting their spouse, maintaining the home, many women begin to ask themselves a profound question: what about me? With the kids grown and life slowing down, a quiet space opens up that allows for deeper introspection. They start to reevaluate their identity, goals, and whether they are truly happy with where they are. This stage isn't about rebellion, it's about rediscovery. Women may revisit dreams they once put on hold, explore new passions, or pursue long-lost hobbies. For some, it's a time to embrace independence and define who they are outside of being a wife, mother, or caregiver. However, this personal awakening can sometimes highlight a disconnect within the marriage, especially if their partner hasn't grown in the same way or doesn't understand this transformation. A woman who is seeking meaning, purpose, and fulfillment may feel frustrated if her spouse remains emotionally distant, stagnant, or resistant to change. She may no longer feel aligned with the life they've built together if it doesn't reflect who she's becoming. This internal evolution can lead to feelings of emotional distance, even loneliness within the relationship. The truth is, personal growth is not a threat to a marriage, it's an opportunity. But for a relationship to thrive, both partners must evolve together, or at least support each other's journey. When growth is embraced with empathy and communication, it can breathe new life into a marriage. Without it, though, the emotional gap may widen, leaving one partner feeling unseen and unfulfilled. Changes in physical appearance and the impact on emotional and physical attraction. As women age, changes in physical appearance are both natural and inevitable. Wrinkles deepen, hair grays, body shapes shift, and skin loses its youthful elasticity. While these changes are a part of life, they can significantly affect how women view themselves and how they believe others perceive them, especially their spouses. For many, aging brings with it insecurities about beauty, desirability, and self-worth. These feelings are compounded when their partner no longer offers the same compliments, affection, or physical closeness they once did. In long-term relationships, attraction evolves beyond the physical, yet that doesn't mean physical appreciation disappears. When a woman feels that her spouse no longer notices her, shows less intimacy, or avoids emotional connection, she may begin to question her value in the relationship. It's not only about looks, It's about feeling seen, loved, and cherished despite the changes time brings. On the other side, husbands too go through aging and might struggle with their own insecurities or shifting libido. But if those changes aren't openly discussed, miscommunication and assumptions can arise. A woman may interpret silence or reduced affection as rejection, even if her partner is simply unaware or facing his own emotional or physical barriers. What's crucial in this stage of marriage is reassurance. Small gestures, compliments, touches, thoughtful conversations can mean everything. Attraction isn't just about the exterior, it's nurtured through emotional intimacy, shared growth, and consistent validation. When these elements are lacking, emotional and physical distance tends to grow, leading to resentment or sadness. Aging together should be a journey of continued appreciation and mutual respect. When couples make the effort to affirm each other's worth beyond appearances, love can remain not only intact but deepen over time. Financial stress and lifestyle pressures, a hidden strain on marriage after 60. As couples grow older, financial stability becomes more than just a goal. It becomes a central concern that can deeply affect emotional well-being and relationship harmony. For many women, especially those approaching or beyond 60, financial stress doesn't just mean worrying about bills. It represents years of sacrifice, invisible labor, and the burden of managing not only their personal needs, but the entire household's financial health. Women often find themselves juggling multiple responsibilities, balancing budgets, caring for aging parents, supporting adult children, and preparing for an uncertain retirement. If their husbands remain disengaged or unaware of the financial planning process, this imbalance can lead to resentment. A woman may feel like she's carrying the weight of the future alone, while her partner continues to live as if nothing has changed. Lifestyle pressures can compound this strain. Rising healthcare costs, unexpected medical needs, and inflation put added tension on even modest savings. If the couple lacks shared goals or open communication about money, it can feel like they're living two separate financial lives. Disagreements may arise over spending, saving, or retirement planning. One partner may prioritize experiences or comfort, while the other fears running out of resources. This disconnect often spills into emotional territory. When a woman feels unsupported financially, she may also feel undervalued and emotionally isolated. The result isn't just economic stress, it's a weakening of the partnership itself. To maintain a strong bond through later years, couples must learn to communicate openly about money, align their goals, and share responsibilities. Financial teamwork fosters trust and reduces resentment. Without it, even the most loving relationship can quietly erode under the invisible weight of financial pressure. The desire for change and new experiences, a powerful shift after 60. As women grow older, especially after the age of 60, many experience a profound internal shift, one driven by the desire for change, renewal, and meaningful new experiences. After decades devoted to raising families, maintaining households, and supporting others, they begin to ask themselves an important question: what do I want for me? This awakening is not a rejection of their past, but a natural part of personal growth. With children grown and responsibilities shifting, women often find space to reflect on dreams and passions that may have been put on hold for years. They may long to travel, explore new hobbies, learn something new, or simply embrace more freedom in their daily lives. However, this desire for change can sometimes create tension within long-term marriages. If their husbands are content with routine and resistant to new adventures, women may begin to feel emotionally stifled or misunderstood. What once felt comfortable may now feel limiting. The excitement they seek may not be found within the same walls they've lived in for decades, but rather through stepping outside of them. When this yearning goes unacknowledged, women can feel trapped in a life that no longer reflects who they are becoming, and if their partner is unwilling to evolve with them or support their new interests, emotional distance can grow. But when embraced with empathy and communication, this desire for newness can breathe fresh life into a relationship. Couples who adapt and grow together often rediscover joy and connection, It's never too late to chase a dream. Try something new or start fresh, especially when both partners are willing to support each other's journey toward fulfillment. The deep need for respect and equality in long-term marriages. As women grow older, especially in the later stages of a long-term marriage, one emotional need often rises to the surface with increasing clarity: the desire for respect and equality. After years of contributing to family life through caregiving, managing the household, supporting a spouse's career, and often balancing their own ambitions, many women begin to reflect on their role within the relationship. They start to ask, am I truly valued not just for what I do, but for who I am? Respect goes beyond simple gestures or polite words. It means being seen, heard, and appreciated. It means having opinions acknowledged, emotions validated, and efforts recognized. Sadly, in many marriages, especially those shaped by traditional gender roles, women may find that their voices are minimized or their contributions taken for granted. Over time, this imbalance can lead to deep emotional disconnect. Equality, too, becomes a vital pillar. Women want partnerships, not hierarchies. They long to feel like equals in decision-making, emotional labor, and daily responsibilities. When they feel consistently overlooked or underappreciated, a sense of resentment may quietly grow, weakening the foundation of the relationship. As women reflect on their worth and redefine what they want from life, they may find it harder to tolerate being treated as less than. The desire to be respected is no longer a silent hope. It becomes a clear and pressing need. Without mutual respect, even decades of shared history can begin to feel empty. But when respect and equality are truly present, a marriage can thrive at any age. With open communication, empathy, and shared effort, couples can build a relationship where both partners feel empowered, heard, and deeply valued, creating space for love to grow even stronger over time. Final thoughts. Rekindling connection and building stronger marriages after 60. As we age, relationships naturally evolve. What once felt effortless in the early stages of marriage can begin to feel strained due to changing expectations, unresolved emotional needs, shifting roles, and personal growth. Many women over 60 start to reassess their lives, reflect on their contributions, and crave deeper respect, emotional connection, and equality in their relationships. These changes don't mean love has disappeared. They simply signal a new phase, one that calls for renewed understanding, effort, and communication. From the emotional toll of unbalanced responsibilities to the challenges of declining intimacy or financial stress, the reasons many women feel distant from their husbands are real and valid. But the good news is that this distance doesn't have to be permanent. With open dialogue, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to grow together, not just side by side, couples can rediscover what once brought them joy, comfort, and connection. So, what's the takeaway? Pay attention to how your relationship feels, not just how long it has lasted. Listen more. Support each other's growth. Reevaluate roles and responsibilities, and most importantly, make room for compassion and understanding as both partners age and change. If this video has sparked insight or reflection for you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What resonated with you most? Share your experience in the comments below. Your voice might help someone else going through the same journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more honest, heartfelt conversations and practical tips on relationships, health, and personal growth in later life. Together, let's create stronger, more fulfilling connections in every stage of life. See you in the next video.